Well, we had 12 turnovers at halftime, and they didn't feel like they were forced. They just, from the defense. I mean, obviously OKC's got a great defense and a great team, but felt like mostly decision-making. And so we've got to make better decisions if we're going to be a good team, and I've got to do a better job of, putting our guys in position to do so.
I mean, how alarming is this performance to overall?
Well, I could feel we weren't in a great place, coming back from Indiana and Milwaukee. That you could just feel that things weren't quite clicking, and that I thought that continued. I mean, we got a couple of wins in there, but we're not playing well, and we haven't been playing well for, really since the second week of the season. So it doesn't feel right. What's happening right now on the floor, the way we're playing, the way we're approaching things. Guys are, they're trying. It's not like it's a lack of effort, but like we're not crashing. All the things we did at the end of last year when we got good, take care of the ball, crash, create good shots for each other, win the possession battle. We're not doing any of those things right now.
Those are mostly kind of like offensive things. Is that the end of the floor that you feel like is going the most?
Well, it's always connected. I know I've said this to you guys, but when we got Jimmy last year, our defense skyrocketed, and it wasn't because we changed schemes, and it wasn't because Jimmy was like Dikembe Mutombo out there. It's just we took care of the ball, and the game connected. The game made sense, and the crashing, getting offensive rebounds, it dramatically helps your defense. I mean, you gain extra possessions, you jam transition. First half, we didn't crash at all. I think we had one offensive rebound. So I got to do a better job. I've got to find, the keys that can get us to getting some confidence and some rhythm back.
Steve, how'd you feel about Steph's return tonight?
Well, it's great to see him out there. Didn't surprise me that he wasn't sharp. He hasn't done anything in a week, and other than a couple workouts the last 2 days. So glad to have him back, obviously, and glad that he could get his feet wet and hopefully find his rhythm here soon.
Do you expect Draymond and Al to both play tomorrow night?
I expect Al to play. Draymond would be questionable. He has played in every game to this point, and frankly, I think he needs a rest. So tomorrow might be a night where we do that. I've got to talk to him and the performance team.
You're going to see more length and athleticism the rest of this trip. Just what are the keys to countering and beating teams?
Well, being solid with the ball. So, we had so many one-hand, left-hand fling passes tonight that were turnovers. Like, the game is about being solid and about fundamental play. And you watch Jimmy out there, and he plays off 2 feet, and he never gets out of control. And we can't come out and be fundamentally lacking and expect to beat the best team in the league on their home floor. So we got to find a way to be more solid, and we'll obviously assess everything like we always do, and we'll see where that goes.
With that on Jimmy, 3 shot attempts tonight. Just what are the keys to getting him more involved?
Well, he did get to the line 8 times. I didn't think it was a case of him, not wanting to score. I just thought it was poor offensive execution, not good spacing. So these are all things that we've got to clean up. Thanks.
Yeah, we got outplayed for sure. They played much harder.
When that happens, what do you do collectively to get it going?
You got to fight your way out of it, Anytime you hit a little rut in this league, it'll never be easy. It'll never be pretty getting out of it. You got to claw your way out. And right now, that's not the identity of this team.
In your losses, your guys' turnover numbers have been really high. How is that the biggest issue right now?
It's definitely an issue. But they had 20 turnovers too, and they beat us by 30. So there's a lot more issues than just that.
What do you think is the biggest difference between the way you ended last season once Jimmy got here and what's going on right now?
I think everybody was committed to winning and doing that any way possible. And right now, it doesn't feel that way.
I mean, is that personal agenda type stuff, or like, you know, I mean, I guess how was you kind of?
I think everyone has a personal agenda in this league, but you have to make those personal agenda work in the team confines. And if it doesn't work, then you kind of got to get rid of your agenda, or eventually the agenda is the cause of someone getting rid of you. And so, you know, I think you don't want a team with no personal agendas, because a goal is an agenda, you know? And so you got to have some type of personal agenda. But like I said, you got your personal agenda must fit into the confines of the team.
Where does that dynamic show up on the court?
What do you mean?
Like the not a lack of commitment to winning.
Getting your ass kicked by 30 shows up fast. So, yeah, it shows up really fast when you get whooped like we got whooped tonight. You know, so. Yeah.
Draymond. These Thunder's trying to do what you guys did: win a title with young core, promising future, and then you guys built on it. Multiple championships, decade-long contention. Besides having just great players, what's the key to making sure that what you guys got done got done?
You have to like each other, which you can tell they love each other, which leads to all the magic. And you have to understand roles, you know, which they definitely understand their roles. You know, they got their top dog, they got their number two. Everybody come in, they know their role. From Shea, no disrespect, tonight was the first time I seen 23. To Brooks, everyone knows their role. And that's the way it has to be in order to win in this league. And they're doing that, man. They are a well-oiled machine. They kind of just plug and play, which is, you know, how we were during those times. You know, so it was very interesting to watch. But you know, when you have a leader that has that commitment to excellence day in and day out that Shea does, everyone else has to fall in line. And they're doing that, and it's special to watch. You know, they down Lou Dort, they're down J-Dub, they were down Kenrick Williams, they were down Aaron Wiggins, who I think is like their X factor, and it didn't seem like they were down anybody. You know, that's a level of excellence in order to reach the over and over again that you must have, and they got that.
Draymond, Steve said keep your team a rest tomorrow night. Do you expect to play, and do you think that you need a rest right now?
I mean, we'll see. I feel good. But, you know, there's always a plan in place. So you try to figure it out as you go, but I feel pretty good.
Draymond, do you feel like this team is still kind of figuring out their roles, just all the different
Yeah, for sure. You know, and in figuring out roles, it requires some selflessness, because your role won't always be what you want it to be, you know? who I thought I'd be coming into the NBA and what my role turned into are two completely, drastically different things. But you got to be a star in that role, you know? And so, yeah, we're definitely still figuring out roles. But better do it fast.
I think he's, partly correct. We just got to get back to doing whatever it takes to win. Everybody might have to sacrifice something. I can't tell you what that sacrifice might be for every individual. It may be different for every individual every single night. It's got to get back to winning is the main thing and the only thing. And it's going to be the collective of the group to figure out what is leading to winning.
Jimmy, to your point, everybody might have a different reason on what they need to fix. What do you think the biggest collective problem is?
The fight, honestly. I just think that the fight's not always there. If we cannot make the shots, give us an out to not guard, whatever reason that may be. You got to fight no matter what. And, I think most of that fighting I'm talking about is on the defense. Not getting stopped, and just not playing hard, just not doing whatever it takes to win.
How do you get that fight back?
I don't know. I have to figure it out. That's what this road trip is for, though. We got a good group. Everybody has to be honest with themselves. Everybody has to be honest with everybody else. We're going to figure it out. We all we got at the end of the day, and that's never going to change.
You're going to see more speed and length defensively, matchup-wise, the rest of this trip. What are the keys to countering?
I don't know. That's what the film is for. I don't think that offense is ever going to be a problem with that speed. We're going to have to get back. We're going to have to, be in a gap. We're going to have to guard somebody. Speed, length, all of that stuff is good. Great nowadays in this league. But if we get back to the guard, no matter how fast these individuals are, no matter how many people these teams are, we got.
What stands out with the turnovers right now, Jimmy?
Just not caring enough about every possession. Get lazy with the ball. Some of them are good turnovers, like overpassing the ball, looking for the open guy. And then some of them are just can't have it, But the people that have the ball a lot, they get a couple turnovers. Steph's gonna get those. Dre gonna get those. Myself, I can't have turnovers. JK can't have turnovers. Trey can't have turnovers. And nothing's, I tell that to them like I tell you. But we're the ones that have to keep our turnovers down.
Jimmy, this is your first time seeing this, playing against this generation. You're going to get some of this. They want to stay in the championship. Get Bulls, pressure, obviously.
They're good. They're good. That's why they won. They're together. They know what they're supposed to be doing. And that's why their record shows what their record shows. Young group together. Okay.
All right, appreciate it, man.
Thank you.